Hi, Libra. Okay, anyone new to Opal Oracle, welcome. Nice to have you. And anyone returning, same. So nice to have you back. Okay, so Libra, I'm sorry if well, I'm not sorry, but the light is really bright, but the clouds are cool. I'll show you again. Actually, let's see, you can see what you want to see while I pull your cards, okay? The new moon is tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have this up by then, Libra, but it's still important. Don't forget to take a big breath in, big breath out. Take note of what it is that you see or like how you're feeling. Okay. I do want to actually look at you during this time. Eye contact is important, right? It is a little bright. I think that'll do. Okay, Libra. Let's see here. So I'm using these really beautiful feminine cards called the Tarot of the Renaissance. They're all watercolors, very soft. I'm actually going to show you what you got. So I came up with this spread. What you're emanating is the Empress, which is your card, and that's beautiful. Venus is actually going into Libra and will be in Libra for, I think, till the end of the year, maybe the 1st of January. What you need to be more open to receiving is the Ace of Wands. Once you do, then what comes to you is the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. I clarified it. Your next step or your leap of faith is the Six of Pentacles. The message on how to create more in this physical life is, this is awesome. You have the Fool, the Ace of Cups, and the Five of Cups, which for those of you who know tarot can sense that this card is a bit different, right? Look at his face. Much different. Now, in your message from your higher self or from God is Fonte de Copi, which is the Knave of Chalices or the Page of Cups. Although it's very interesting that he holds a large sword, right? The Nine of Wands, which also this is a little different of an interpretation. I actually really like this card. And then we also have the World. The only major, you have 3 major arcana: the Empress, the World, and the Fool. In order: Fool, World, Fool, interesting, Fool to World. So you're going to go all the way around, then you come to, and you've come all the way around is what I sense. You okay? You okay? Hold on, she's choking. You okay? Come here. One second, Libra. Oh. Yes, yes. so hot here. She's trying to shed so much all at once. It's a little hard on her. You know what I mean? It's like the environment is making her shed. Now, Libra, this is very interesting. So I wore this stone today, this necklace. I don't know if you can see it. This really pretty, soft, pink stone. It has a few different properties, but specifically it can be really helpful for opening the heart and also dealing with like trauma and things like that. But it's just, pink is healing, right? Pink is, this is pink to me. This is pink. This is pink. I heard saying goodbye to your worries. Okay, saying goodbye. Look at this. Look at both these characters are just like, fuck it. You know, not that there's a dismissal of the importance of what's going on, but where you're just letting go. You know what I mean? Letting go energetically, letting go psychologically. Also letting go of, you know, hanging on to things because you feel less than, or you can't do better, or whatever has happened before, again, I heard will affect now. Not necessarily. It all depends on how you view then to what happens now, you know? I see, that's enough, Sumi. You gotta leave it be, baby. Little at a time. Yes, just a little at a time. Not all at once, you'll choke. Oh, kids. She is such a puppy. Now, well, I see what you're sending out to the world is that you are strong and loving and able and capable. I think this is also represented to Taurus, which Jupiter, at least in Western astrology, is in your second house, which is Taurus's house. Which you actually have Venus and Jupiter there now too. So that's important. You know, but she does look a little serious, right? She's a little serious. And she's looking right over at this Ace of Wands. Now, honestly, the first thing that I did sense was something about like sexual relations or intimacy or passion in those lines, okay? We can look at it different ways, but I did see that first. You know, it's okay, baby. I know there's something that makes you feel uncomfortable still. You know? There's something that you have to let go of. And there's something that you have to... There's something about when you let go that you go into something else. But I think that other place feels a little... There's something about it that doesn't feel... I do hear the word safe. So I guess there's a need to tell you that you are safe and loved and protected, okay? If something's not comfortable, then don't do it. But make sure that you're not doing something just because you're afraid. Okay? One second. I heard, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Now, yeah, Ace of Wands in line with Ace of Cups, and look, we also have this other serious character looking over at the Ace. We get this serious character looking over at which way would it go? This. Let's see if you can see it too. There's something about it. There's some sort of, I don't know. That's what I keep hearing. I don't know. But I heard, what are you so worried about? All these cards are in the upright. This Two of Cups in the reverse. It's really beautiful, actually. But I like it in the reverse in this interpretation because it shows me that whatever your old relationships were, whoever you were intimately involved with, sexually involved with, have children with, whatever, people that you were in love with, people that you exchanged love with. Of course, with Saturn in your 4th house, all having to do with family also, right? And wherever that all comes from, it's like that, because it goes in a line. It goes Empress down to that Ace, then this Sword chick down to the Cup, and then that goes directly, and this goes into your message from your higher self world. That makes a line, okay? It's like you're making a decision about your healing right now, and you're gaining a very important truth about it. And I think that's also why, if you notice, both of these have swords in their hands. Okay, this one is much bigger than. And I also heard something about you not choosing your action according to, because all air signs are logical, right? You're going to choose a decision about something, usually, whether rationally, you know, in some way or another, rationally, logically. But it is important, you know, yeah, like, I love this one too. I heard everything that has happened in the past has happened, whatever you were drawn into, wherever it brought you so that you are where you are now is what is helping you to, well, be more honest with yourself about cycles that don't work anymore, specifically having to do with, because you're Libra and your one-on-one relationships with that specifically, you know, whether that's how much you give to your job or whether how much you give to your partner, where you're actually putting yourself in the forefront a little bit. I still said a little bit instead of just putting yourself in the forefront. So I see that there's some kind of concern about it, and or you at the very least want to be considerate about that situation because you are Libra and you are the Empress, and, you know, because the opposite of Venus being all the happiness about it, it's also a very, you know, when Venus is upside down, that's a totally different world. And it's very important to know the difference. Okay? And I heard to check yourself. I see letting go, letting go, letting go. Because you have two blessings here, Libra. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. I also see, because of those two things, I heard creative project. But I sense that the project, for the majority of you, is internal. It's the way that it's like you're viewing your healing as something that's like, que sera, sera, like you're singing about it. You're not crying about it. And you're starting to be a lot more logical about, well, I heard fuck it. You know, whether that's just maybe a memory comes in, right? Nine of Swords, some sort of memory comes in, you're walking around the corner and then, oh, you got all these memories from the past. And then you realize, you're starting to, I heard, put the pieces together, how that affects your romantic partnerships. Okay, or just love of self, love of others, love of whatever it is that you're creating in this world. The best way for you to manifest and to create in this world, also like in the physical three-dimensional world, in a way that's joyous and lighthearted and creative, is there's just, it just keeps showing me, and it's the same cards that are let go, let go, let go, are also now saying, after 16 minutes, that's the Tower, right, is like, it just feels better, it feels lighter, it feels, there's an acceptance. You're like, putting your hand, you know, just kind of like, well, like that happened. Just because that has happened doesn't mean that I can't feel good about it. That I can't feel, because what happens, all the things that you've been through, well, that makes you brave. That makes you more fearless than you think that you are. Right? Because although you have the Empress here, you're emanating this, all the other cards are, well, the only court card is a knave or a page. You know, so subconsciously your inner child still thinks that it's, well, that's interesting. I went to try to define something about self, and then I had this other sort of information come in that was like, no, your inner child's on your team. But, and so is whoever is extending love your way, whoever, whatever that may be. This just got caught on this red string. So I want you to know again that you are safe and loved and protected, okay? You're supposed to let go and put your Nine of Wands, you have 2 nines here. It's September, it's Virgo season, it's the 9th month. Well, according to this Gregorian calendar, but it's usually about your walls, okay? This is telling you to start using your energy in a different way. All these things, too, they're going up into the air, you know? It's like you're putting, that also can be a kind of manifestation. You know, maybe some of you are like, I really want to be in a situation that's brand new and fresh and exciting, where I heard no one involved is like wallowing in the past. It's more about just, que sera, sera, you know? I see that you're working on que sera, sera. It's good, okay? And I see the more that you do that, the more your walls come down, the more that your cup overfilleth. You know? But your adult self does need to look at the way you exert your energy, what you accept, actions from others, actions you accept from yourself, right? Who's drawing the line there? And then once you do that, then you can start looking into, well, having this cup. Because when we have walls up for other people, it actually means that we have walls up for ourselves in that same way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't trust somebody, well, you don't trust yourself. You know, you won't have that healthy relationship because, however, whatever, that means that you're blocking yourself from having that healthy relationship with yourself. You know? And I know because it's been expressed a lot, there's something about, you know, maybe involving yourself with situations, persons, places, or things that just didn't, I heard, fit the bill. But that's because it goes back to raising the bar, right? Like, hold on. You're blossoming, okay? I see the little baby bird in the Kim Kranz tarot, the Wild Unknown. I see it sitting there on a branch, and it actually just flew off the tree, and it's like, ah! But it's going to land, you know, it's going to figure it out. And then I actually saw it turn into like a mature bird. It kind of looks like an owl. I guess that would be a barn owl, the one that has the little face with the... Yeah, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know, people forget we have to mourn our experiences, you know? And again, I sense that you are, and that's really good. You're coming to the end of it, you know? You're not going to the graveyard every day anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not even going once a month anymore. Maybe you're not going, at very least, not once a week. Okay? It's like separating yourself from that, realizing that whatever it was, it is, and it takes a lot of patience and love to be able to view that in yourself. You know, you give yourself credit for that. But actually, I think I've always told you since I began to give yourself credit for all you've been through. I mean, everybody deserves to hear that, but I remember specifically telling you quite a bit. Now, hold on. I see that you triple something. For some of you, over the next 6 months, if you've really been, because Jupiter in your second house is a big deal, okay, the end of the year, it will be Gemini, and so that's about, in the third house can be about small, you know, like kind of I always put it as community, but it can also be related to business in a sense too. You know, you start to learn your value through the skills that you've gained, depending on how you define who it is that you are and what it is that you deserve, and then we go along the line, right? So I see, if you've been putting in the work and like say, you know, if you started any new creative endeavors, or at very least I sense you also could be expanding something. This is a magic wand, right? But you have to be, this is what you're supposed to be more open to receiving. So it's like, it's about not missing your blessings also because of whatever's happened in the past, but there's a particular timeline in ways of healing according to this. I didn't mean to quote unquote healing, that was interesting. Whatever you want to call it, okay? Whatever it is that you're working through. But I see for some of you, whoever, if you are working on some creative project or whatever it is that you're passionate about, it shows me that once you're more open to receiving it, well, the next step is this Six of Pentacles, which is like, yes. And if you notice, it's throwing them right up at it. You know, it's throwing your time and your energy, etc. So this also shows me that you also need to be more open to where it is and how it is that you spend your time and your energy, okay? Like, where is your passion going? And that's something about chi, right? Because technically, in certain, and it doesn't matter if it's with yourself or with other people, but like in ways of chi, like you can take sexual energy and divert it, you know, kind of like how maybe monks don't have sex or whatever, but they switch that energy. But you can, sex is healthy, whether, again, it's with your relationship with your body or with someone else's body and being intimate. It's like, you can, if you don't take that process as something that's, again, whatever energy you're exerting into, whatever you're exerting in this life, it's like, you can take that energy, exert energy out, and then also like transfer it through your body. You know, it doesn't have to stay in your root chakra. You know, you can move energy wherever it is that you want. And with that, I also felt like there's something about, you know, maybe focusing in on the root chakra is important. You know, it's the beginning of things. It's where we feel safe, and it's actually ruled by Saturn, so it's very slow moving and kind of stubborn. And so it's like, you know, think about a mountain and like how solid the earth is or whatever. Like, it would take a long time to dig, but the point is that you can shift that energy around. You know, you can put it into your hands, you can put it up into your head, whatever, wherever you want to put it. But there should be a good flow of it. So it's sort of like a transference of energy depending on what it is that you want to create in this world, okay? I do see, I see that you're fine with finances. It's not, you have enough to give, Libra. Oh, that isn't the one. Libra. I'm going to pick your animal from Kim Kranz. Libra. Oh. Where'd it go? Did you see that? Oh, it hid itself. Hold on. Libra. This one? The snake. Wow. This is a cobra too. Fascinating. I opened up to the deer also just because little buck there, right? But the snake. You're powerful, okay? You need to know that. There are certain humans that can not necessarily tame the cobra, but like those folks, like I feel like they do that in Thailand or something, or somewhere in Indonesia where they're snake charmers, right? And how do you not get bit? How do you become a snake charmer? Well, you vibrate in the same energy. You vibrate with no fear. The cobra may still be a little bit concerned because most humans don't act like that. But that doesn't mean that you can't be in tune with this creature. This also represents to me strongly your power, okay? And how you need to know how powerful you are. This is the King of Wands. He can do anything, okay? If you don't believe that, then you're lying to yourself and you're still stuck in the past, that you're just a little baby snake. Nope. You're not a little kid anymore. You're not weak. You're not dumb. You're not inexperienced. You're a fucking cobra. Apparently. That's interesting. I'll have to write that down. I'll put some information about the snake below, and of course do your own research. It's fascinating, you know? Maybe watch some videos or try to, you know, it's interesting to see it moving, like, of people who charm snakes. You know, this is also, to me, root chakra, you know, they show it as a snake, like, uncoiled, you know, it's still coiled, but it's starting to open itself up, right? It's not hiding anymore, which is really good, too. And also knowing, like, you know, when to protect yourself and when not. You know, really figuring that out. Virgo season is wonderful for analyzing, right? And your birthday's coming up soon. And oh, and by the way, anyone who's a September baby, happy birthday. All right, well, I guess that's that. I see it's really important also for you to create, okay? However you do that. You make doodles, you paint, you like the garden, you tinker in the garage, whatever it is, build birdhouses, make runes, I don't know. Whatever it is that you do that, okay? It's really important to remember that how far you've come, okay? Don't forget that. And don't be afraid of those who, when I said don't be afraid, you have the High Priest and, or the Hierophant rather, and the Six of Pentacles again, okay? That's Taurus again. This is also, as I mentioned, which shows me, again, your finances, but this is also a better, especially, it doesn't matter male or female, but a female to father relationships are important, okay? It forms how we have relationships with other men. And I'm only saying this because the majority of viewers are female, but even if you're a man, that you can learn from this, you know, like, we're all trying to just work through and solve things, but I see that you're coming to a better balance and understanding more about, well, what you're worth, right? And that you're allowed to have a relationship with yourself and with others that is long-lasting and stable and intellectual and fair, right? Honest. I also see that your spiritual values make a difference. Like, they're connected to your money, and they're also connected to your fairness, right? And Venus overall, but it's also connected to, you know, because the Lovers is here also. It's like your spiritual values matter to who it is that you date, you know? And that goes along with the bar, right? Where are you setting the bar? It's about you making decisions and being like, this is how I feel, this is how I think, these are my morals at this time anyway. It doesn't mean you have to stay with them forever, but making those decisions so that therefore whoever comes in your life will be conducive to that, you know, and you get what you want. Feel better about it. Feel more confident about it. And know that it's really, look at that, the Ace, what you need to be more open to, and this was the message from your higher self. I just feel like you have this really spectacular blessing. There's multiple blessings in your life right now. I heard take stock, and also know that the reflection that you're experiencing and have been experiencing, particularly this last year, is in relation to also your home and where you came from, all that kind of jazz, is so important for you to just figuring out how to make different choices for yourself. Feeling more empowered in that, okay? It's really cool. There's also a full moon the 25th in your opposite sign, Aries, okay? I see that it's always a great time. You know, this is going to be the new moon on the 9th, and then up until the full moon. So it's about from the 9th to the end of the month, you want to work towards, at least a part of it is working towards something that you're trying to complete. And then when that full moon comes, asking for it specifically. You know? And know that things take time. But it'll happen. All right. Take care. Oh, one last thing, which I mean, I communicate with so many of you, but I just want to say thanks to anyone who's still here, and just everyone who I've been working with one-on-one, and all the wonderful donations and beautiful, like, intelligent comments, and just all the love and support that you give. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, you know. It helps. It really does help. You know, gratitude for things helps things gain energy, you know, so this can happen. Thanks. I love you so much. All right. Take care. Peace.